Okay, welcome guys. Thank you for coming. All right, so welcome to the DTS Fire Protection System. This is our first meeting. Welcome. And the background picture is Camarillo. I pictured it on the highway, so you can clearly see all the mountains, the urban areas, the houses, great resources for us to apply our system. All right, so I prepared for what is optic fiber, but thanks for my dad. He described it pretty thoroughly, and I'm just going to go over it quickly, and then just for review. Optic fiber is a type of transparent fiber that's made of glass or silica, which is mainly used for communication, data, and data transmitting. For example, your TV, your televisions. And it works by photons traveling down cables and fly internally and backscatter to complete a cycle. There's three types: the Rayleigh, the Raman, and the Brillouin scattering, and they each have their different functions. And for our temperature and sensor for this project is mainly Raman scattering. And so, as one of my father said, and in this fire system, we're going to use the distributed temperature sensing system. And then it's the temperature sensor that uses optical cable to detect temperature by sensing pulses and analyzing scattering. And then so the sensor is going to send a pulse to the optic cable, and then it's going to travel down and inside of the optic fiber, and then the backscattering going to backscatter back to the sensor, and the sensor is going to analyze the data and they're going to show it. And yes, the sensor can work by itself, but if we are doing the project, we are doing some experiments, we can use the laptop and it's going to show show the data. And then since it's distributed, so each zone is actually like 1 meter. So we can see each meter what happens. So when the temperature, there's some like very abnormal temperature, like suddenly it raises like very high, it's going to triggers alarm. So about the inspirations of this system. So as we know, one was a 10th grader, as many of my 12th graders experienced a very horrible wildfire happening in our Southern California. And then a lot of you guys evacuated. And then even I heard some of my friends got their houses burned. And during a family meal, my parents and I were discussing about this, and then suddenly our backyard gardening sprinkler suddenly start to spread water because we have a lot of vegetations. And then we got an idea that what about we can just put these sprinklers on the houses or around the houses so it can spread water on the roof and on the critical spots. So it's going to get wet, and then so the wildfire won't ignite the wooden part. As we know, the houses in Southern California, it's not actually bricks inside of the walls, and the outside is mainly wood. It's easily get ignited. So we think that if we put sprinklers on the roofs around the houses, it can save more houses. And if even when people got evacuated, mandatory evacuation, the DTS sensor still can work by itself and automatically triggers the sprinkler system. So there's no worrying about the loss of houses. And so other things about fire detection system knowledges. According to the Ventura Fire Department, and as you see the picture on the right, on the top right corner, and it recommends that 100 feet with no vegetation can be a safe zone for houses, especially when in Santa Rosa and or some even in Southern Oaks, Westlake, there's some houses are placed on high hills, and then on the side are wild grasses that are very dry, or they're in the wild. There's no, I mean, they're on the top, and it's not easy to get evacuated. And then this kind of this safe zone can prevent fire to easily cut on the houses. And then it's about this is the fire protection system. I kind of described it on the previous slide. So pretty much it uses DTS system and optic cables to detect temperature and activate sprinklers which are placed in critical spots around the houses, assures its safety. And then, so how it works is basically, as what my father said, because it's a very continuous distributed, and then so it can show a complete data. So it's going to place it like in this like kind of 100 feet radius, 100 feet range. So if it detects for example, like high abnormal temperatures, it's going to alarm, or it's going to warn the house owners that, oh, there's maybe a potential fire threat. So, you have to evacuate or get some procedures. And then, yeah, this is how it works. Like, for example, in the real environment, this is when between Newberry Park and Camarillo, when you go up on the hills, the auto zone, yeah, there's a store. Do you see that on the side? These are just some wild, untouched hills that got easily on fire. Like when I was in 10th grade, yeah, again, when I got home and I saw at a park and ride in Camarillo, I saw the hills like maybe over here just got on fire. And in this kind of situation, this kind of store is going to get damaged, horribly. So, for example, like optic cables can place around the, even on the hills, and it can, warn the people that, oh, there's a fire. And then during November, I actually kind of designed a kind of pretty simple system, and I showed it to Mr. Gerald Smith, and this is how it works. So pretty much, and this is the DTS. It's going to place it maybe in the garage or some places safe, and then it's it's the database. It works by itself. It's the main controlling center, and then so pretty much this red line is means the fiber optic sensing cable, and then it's going to place around maybe on the fences or around the houses. So so for security, and then. So when, for example, there's some fires happen, maybe some temperatures happen over here, it's going to get detected, and then the optic cable, the backscattering going to backscatter to DTS, and DTS is going to do the algorithms. And then if consider as in like a serious threat, it's going to trigger it using a signal interface, and it's going to trigger the valve, and the water mains, the water tank that pretty much share the same water source with the gardening sprinklers is going to get triggered, and then the sprinkler going to get activated, and then it's going to spread water on the roofs or on the ground, on the pavement, to assure that the house is safe. This is the ideal plan, but let me see. Oh yeah, but what happened if there's a power outage, like this week? Like many of us got our power shortage, and then some of you even didn't get into classes. And then what happened if this happened? So pretty much, and we can put like a backup power, and then in the 24 voltage and battery, and then it can for a backup plan, and then it can still functions as what the previous plan has to be. And then I think that that's all for my introduction of fire protection system. And I hope that our hard working can make this can happen. Thank you.
I like that, Yanpei. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good idea.
Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Hernandez.